What is going on, everybody? This is your good fella, T. Bale.
And this is Joy Bale. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Life After Love podcast. We are so glad that you are here with us today. It has been a while, but we're back. So today I was on Tyler. We need to do this podcast, and he's like, do you have a topic? And I was like, no. Do you have a topic? And he said no. And so before we have our podcast, we always pray together, and I asked that God just revealed to me what we should do for the topic. So I feel like I just got it in my mind. So this is totally new for both of us. This is off the dome, off the cuff. So we're gonna wild out. Boo.
Oh, Lord.
That's my favorite show right now. But anyways, as always, we start with the inspirational moment and a rant, T-Bell rant, but he ain't really been ranting lately. But I don't have an inspirational moment, but I have an inspirational message that I want to give out to the class of 2020 graduates. And so I just want to say that although this has been very different, because I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was different. Yep. And I understand either being a senior or a college student, even if you are pre-K going into kindergarten, that's exciting for parents. If you're going to get a law degree or your PhD, this is a monumental moment. But I want to say to the class of 2020, you guys have showed out. I have seen different ways that people have celebrated, and I'm like, go class of 2020. I'm all for you guys. I feel like you all were built for this. Because God doesn't make mistakes. Amen. So maybe another class wouldn't have been able to handle it, but y'all have handled it with such dignity, with such grace, and you turned your lemons into lemonades. Amen. So I just want to shout out 2020, class of 2020, no matter what grade you were, or where you're graduating from, just congratulations to you. And then just use this moment of downtime, use this moment of rest, I guess, to just look towards the future and just see the amazing things that are in store for you, and just know that you have a whole world rooting for you, because you are not in this alone, and that we love you. Even if we don't know you, we love you, and we're so proud of you. And round of applause. Round of applause. So we are so proud of you guys. Just keep pressing, keep pushing, and we're so excited to see what's going to come out of this season. Amen. For you all. Yep. So that's my little inspirational moment. Keep up the good work. We love you, and don't feel down. Don't let this stop you. This is just a bump in the road. It's just a change of direction. Yep. But it's nothing you can't handle. Okay.
That you haven't already handled.
Exactly. What's your rant, boo?
My rant is, I don't like how CNN, after Barack's address, they made it like he was taking a shot at Trump. Like he's addressing the class of 2020, and they come out of nowhere talking about, oh, well, former President Barack Obama is attacking the Trump office, saying that they don't know what they're doing. I'm like, bro, this man gave a 5-minute speech talking to the class, and it was so funny because less than 5 minutes the video aired. They came soon as the video, LeBron went off and everything. First thing they talking about, oh, Trump's being attacked. Like, bro, this is everything that Obama says is not about Trump. They're reaching, and it is unnecessary. And I just want the class of 2020 to get their well-due service, and I hope they didn't miss anything being distracted by what the CNN is talking about, because he said a lot of good, interesting, and motivating stuff. But don't get distracted by what the news is saying. Obama was talking to y'all saying congratulations because y'all, like my wife said, y'all handled it with class. No pun intended. But still, y'all did that thing. I don't even know if I could have did it, because I would have been happy to be out of school at first. But then if they would have told me I can't be in school no more, I probably been upset. So shout out to y'all. Keep pushing forward. Make your dreams come true.
Thank you for that rant, boo. That was short, sweet, simple, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Because your rants can really.
I'm a changed man, baby. I'm in a better spiritual place.
Watch the next time he's gonna be going on and on. So, anyways, I don't necessarily have a topic in mind, but I figured for this episode that I would interview you, Tyler.
Okay, what's up with
to get more information on you and also to just see how you would answer questions.
Because when I get famous, I'm going to have to answer a few questions. You know how it go.
So, let me get my inner Nick Cannon host going on, because he's a good host. Mm-hmm. So,
yes, he is.
Let me get this together. Okay. So, Tyler, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, boo. How are you? I'm sorry, I'm doing quite well, Mrs. Bale.
You're missing my professionalism.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. So, our first question is, Tyler. Mm-hmm. Do you know all your love languages?
Myself, my 2 love languages are words of affirmation or words of affection.
Words of affirmation.
The top 2 are all of them.
The top 2 is fine.
Words of affirmation and quality time.
Okay. So, Tyler, based off of you know your life. Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. Have those always been, do you feel like they've always been your love language?
I don't know about quality time, but words of affirmation has probably always been number 1.
Okay, so this is my question for you. Why do you feel like words of affirmation is important to you in expressing love?
I feel like I need to know that I'm doing the right thing. And I know people might say, if I don't say something, that means you're doing something right. I don't operate like that. I need to hear it and reassure me that I'm on the right track of doing something.
So do you feel like you need words of affirmation in every relationship that you're in, whether it's in a manager-employee situation, mother-son, friendship, or just romantic?
Relationships I care about.
Okay, but that's outside. I mean, you just feel like that's your love language, period. Like, even if I'm just your friend, saying something about you makes you feel like I care about you.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear from my friends too. But I want words of affirmation. I want you to be honest with me. Don't play me and just massage my ego and just tell me stuff just because you think that's what I want to hear. But reassure, even if it's something negative that I need to correct, that could be a positive, I can dig that because you're still reassuring me that you care about me. If I think our relationship is supposed to be mutual, then you're reassuring me that we're on the same page about this friendship or this relationship.
Gotcha.
But as far as like manager employee, if it's something I don't really care about, then it is what it is. I ain't tripping.
Okay, what do you think is the biggest misconception that people might have of you?
Of me? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was wondering that today, what people might say about me behind my back.
What? Wait a minute. It might not even be. They might say it to your face. What do you think is the biggest misconception?
Based on our relationship, probably how we started out. Probably people might think that I'm a party pooper, or I'm the one that doesn't know how to have fun.
Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, I just know this goes back to men will change for the right person. And I know a couple people at first, because you was always the one that wanted to have fun, and sometimes I'd be like, I might not be feeling it, or I just want to chill at the house or whatever. So sometimes I would just put on this demeanor like, if I ain't feeling it, I don't want to do it. But then, that happened more than one occasion. So when other people might see that, you know how I am, but other people's outlook on it. It might be, oh, he don't want to do nothing. He's boring or whatever. But it's like, first of all, I'm not trying to impress you. Second of all, if my lady is happy and she knows me, you know me, or you know the fun I can have, then that's all I'm worried about. I'm not trying to impress like all these other people, but as long as you're happy with, what I'm putting out there, then that's what's what matter.
Okay, good answer.
Show you right.
So my next question is, now that we have been married for 3 years, and I'm still in this question. What is it that you wish I would have known about you prior to us getting married that I might have found out later?
While we were dating?
Yeah.
What I wish you would have knew about me?
Or do you think there's anything that I learned since we've been married about you?
Probably that I'm judgmental.
But why are you thinking negatively of yourself?
I'm just keeping it real.
No.
Something about me. You knew I was cheap. I don't know. Did you know how much I really love video productions?
Yeah. But I will honestly say, like, I knew you were cheap, but I didn't know how much it, like, affected you.
This is what I wish you would have knew. I wish you would have knew. I'm cheap. I'm very frugal, but I'm always make sure me and you straight.
Yeah, but it's like, like you. Let me tell y'all.
Tell me.
Well, he has said this before, but I don't think you all understand. Like, he looks at the bank account
once a day. That's better than what I was doing.
It ain't once a day.
It is. I've been doing much better.
We'll literally be in conversation, and I see over his phone, and he has Wells Fargo pulled up like it's a social media app. You know how you might go to my phone and you like, oh, Facebook or Instagram or Thumbtack or Pinterest. No, you look over at Tyler's. What's Tyler's favorite app? Wells Fargo.
Instagram.
And he's like, boo, I see $1.10. Where did this go? I went to the snack machine at work. Oh, you had to go get a snack? You couldn't get a snack from home?
Jerk.
Y'all, it's like, I'm like,
No. I used to be that bad. I have developed a lot. I used to go one transaction by one transaction. What's this 20 cents? What's this $1.25? What's this $4.18? I used to be that guy, but now I'm just like, And it used to be to the point where I know you would go shopping. I was like, but you got a closet full of clothes. What you doing all this shopping for? But now I'm just like, okay, do you, boo? But I'm gonna let you know when that thing getting where I don't want it to be, so we can realign ourselves until the next income come in.
So let me stop you there. So is that why you got rid of my whole section of clothes when we moved?
That you can't prove that I did.
Yeah, when we moved,
you cannot prove.
We were cleaning out the closet, and I said, Tyler, these bag of clothes are to go into the car. Y'all, I have a whole cause this how I know my closet was color coordinated. All my blue, all my pink gone. My Atlanta Falcons jersey is somebody got it at Goodwill, y'all, and I wore, it's a Julio Jones, so you know it's gonna be a classic. I only wore that jersey once. Mm-hmm. And he took it to Goodwill.
I will neither confirm nor deny that happened.
Not no fake. It's a real jersey that you get from NFL.com. Still to this day don't have that jersey.
I will neither confirm nor deny that this is.
He gave it away. I mean, this is off track, but I just felt like I need to let you all know.
You ain't letting them know. You have them.
Because it just wasn't right. But it's okay because I'm making up for it now. So, Tyler, what do you feel is the hardest challenge being a young married man with 2 young children? Because a lot of people your age aren't in this same situation because of our age difference. Mm-hmm. I feel like There are some young people that have been in this, but majority of young men aren't experiencing this. So what has been the biggest challenge that you have seen?
Trying to balance my family while still trying to dream chase.
But you have to give more. You just give me direct answers and don't go into.
Well, I mean, balance based on my job right now and my work schedule. I work at night, so it's difficult now because it's like we kind of live two different lives. Where if I'm getting ready to go to work, you getting ready to go to sleep. If I'm getting ready to go to sleep, you getting ready to go to work. And in the midst of all of that, I'm trying to make time to be a husband, and then trying to make time to be a dad. Then it's like, okay, you got to find a corner in your time somewhere, but not too much, but just enough to still invest in your dream. The best part about that is being with someone like you that is encouraging me, that stays on me when I'm putting too much time in everything else, or I have dead time and I'm not using it productively, and you make sure to draw me back towards what I'm supposed to be working towards, which is my brand and my business. So I often complain about, it's not enough time in the day, or I have to get my sleep, or whatever the case may be. And you will always make sure, okay, well, how bad do you want it? You got to sacrifice. Well, some gonna have to lose. Maybe you're gonna have to lose some sleep. Maybe you just gonna have to stay up. Whatever the case may be. If you say this is what your dream is, then you need to do it. So I commend you for that. That's probably been the saving grace, because every time I fall off and take a break or get comfortable or complacent, here you come like, look, you say this what you want, but your actions ain't lining up with what you saying. So all I'm hearing is a bunch of talking. You ain't about that action. Then stop talking about this is your dream. And at first I'd be like, don't come at me with that jump. But then when I step back, I'm like, yeah, she right, you're right. Yeah, I should be, That's the motivation for these videos we did today. Because normally we try and film on Sundays. But then I'll make the excuse of whatever the kids not doing, whatever they supposed to be doing. And I'll probably find more excuses than you will not to film. So if I say this is what I'm, trying to make my full-time business and my working on my brand, then I just got to keep investing in it and stop making excuses. And if I'm gonna find time for everything else, including procrastination, then I need to fill that space with something more productive.
Yes. So just to kind of give people more of what is the difference between the Realty Bale, Rocky Hills Media? Yeah, those two.
So Rocky Hills Media, that's the media production side of everything. So as far as me still being able to get out and work with clients and businesses to do video productions for their businesses, as far as like promotional videos, commercials, highlight tapes, things like that. We do things like that with Rocky Hills Media. But also with Rocky Hills Media, we still be filming movies and doing videos and short skits and films like that. So Rocky Hills Media is still like the production company overall. Like you got Comcast, and then you got like Universal Studios and all these other individual companies under there. That's where the Realty Bale falls under Rocky Hills Media. So it's like, even though I'm producing the videos, the video is the T-Bale Media. The Realty Bale is the brand on the video, but it's produced by Rocky Hills Media. I don't have the team yet to do everything I want to do.
So it's like Oprah Winfrey and the OWN network.
Just like Oprah Winfrey and the OWN network.
Tyler Perry Studios.
That's exactly what it's like. So every time you see the Realty Bale, just know it was produced by Rocky Hills Media. Rocky Hills Media is actually the family brand. That's where we produce all of our movies. So every time you see something, I'm gonna start putting my name on everything just so people know the difference. T-Bale Media, the Realty Bale. That's my stage name or entertainment branding name. So whether it be on like T-shirts or a short skit that I did, you'll know who it was created by, but the production company that it's under will always be Rocky Hills Media.
Yeah. So we know that people might not know, but when did you first start making videos?
On my own, or
Yeah.
just when I started doing video productions?
Your branding type stuff.
Probably like 2011, 12.
Okay. And since then, how many videos do you think you've done?
Man, at least 30 or more.
And that's including videos you've done for other people?
Oh, for everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, couple hundred. At least 100. Yeah.
So what's the next big thing that you, let me ask you two things. What's the mission? So what are you hoping to accomplish through Rocky Hills Media or the Realty Bale? And then what's your vision? Like, what's the vision, I guess, that you see in the next year or so?
My next vision? I mean, ultimately, I still want to be able to do video productions as far as like commercials and things like that. But ultimately, I want to get to the point where Rocky Hills Media is the production company you see on TV shows or movies, to where even if it's short films and pilot type shows, I ultimately want it to be a like real movie TV media brand. Like, I don't know why, but I'm like really feeling two movie studios I'm feeling is Universal Studios and I can't think of Adam Sandler's movie production company. I admire those two because they're consistently putting out movies. So I want to be able to get, it doesn't have to be on that level, but I want to get to the point where I can still produce high quality content, but produce it at a higher level to where it's not like a little cheap cheesy film video just with your phone, but it's like a high quality production, and to the point where I don't have to do everything myself. It's like right now I'm working on a movie. For me, it's going to be writer, director, videographer, editor, producer, like all of those Tyler Perry hats. But I'm cool with leasing it out once I find the right people and I can pay the right people and put them on my team to say, okay, I'm still executive producer, but I want somebody to you video. I'm just gonna oversee, or if I write, you video edit or whatever the case may be. Just spreading out the workload. But I want to be able to also ultimately be a brand big enough to say, okay, I do video productions. Okay, my friend, he is unemployed, or somebody I know might be unemployed, and I just so happen to know of their talents or what they could do, and I can offer them an opportunity or fill a job position to be able to help grow my brand, which is Rocky Hills Media and the Realty Bale. So I can say, okay, I got a company, I got a few jobs I need help in, which ultimately it's not as hard as people might think doing video productions, but it's like to the point where you just need somebody that's willing to learn, and two, they're not scared or afraid of new challenges. But I just want to be able to give people opportunities, whether it be in front of the camera, behind the scenes, whatever the case may be. I just want to be in that position to, while my brand is growing, be able to help other people come up with me as well.
So what's your vision as far as what do you see for Rocky Hills Media and the Realty Bale within the next year?
For Rocky Hills Media, definitely finishing my movie.
You're doing a movie. Tell us about
within the next year.
What's the vision for Rocky Hills Media and the Realty Bale within the next year?
The vision let me just say, with the Realty Bale, so I finally got my logo together. I got my intro together. So my thing is, I think with the Realty Bale, I want to make more comedy skits. And sketches. I would like to eventually be able to link up with more people on more projects, so it's not just like me doing all my videos or whatever. So I was making more comedy skits and gaining a bigger following to eventually be able to collaborate or pay people to be able to collaborate with them. With Rocky Hills Media, I think the biggest thing is staying focused, trying to finish this movie. First of all, finishing the script.
Can you elaborate on your plans for a movie?
Yes, so The movie is not in production, but it's in writing right now. This movie is something you and I actually had the opportunity to discuss about. When I was writing it, the funny part was some of the parts are coming based off of conversations I've had with you and some of my other friends and people in my circle. So it's parts in the movie that are like real life, but ultimately it's about a music producer who has to make some choicely decisions in order to make it to the top, where he choose
the red or the blue pill.
Yeah. His heart or his music. Which one will he choose? You'll have to find out. But I want that movie to. I'm probably gonna have to do. I'm gonna do a campaign to give people the opportunity, if they would like, to support the movie, to be able to do it higher quality. But what I will say, when I did A Good Thing, my first short film, that budget, it was non-existent. I couldn't pay the people that helped me. I couldn't pay I bought them food and some snacks, but I couldn't pay to do it like a real movie set, which is why I want to do a campaign to be able to pay the people and then pay to take care of them with the food. What I will say, shout out to my mom, my dad, Uncle Ed, Aunt Diane, Tasha, because when we did A Good Thing, first of all, it was supposed to only be a one-time thing. I filmed it out of order. So what happened was, the last part where they were in the kitchen arguing, that was supposed to be it. It was supposed to just jump straight to that. That was going to be a skit, and then that was going to be it. We literally did that whole thing in one take. They were bomb with it. Uncle David, Auntie Jackie, they did that thing in one take, but we did it 30 times that one night probably. I kid you not. Aunt Diane, we did it so many times, Aunt Diane knew the script by the time we left. So we were at her house filming, and I had bought them fruit and water. But when I tell you, Aunt Diane, Uncle Ed, they came through, cause not that time, but I bought them pizza that first night. But then Aunt Diane and my mom was just like, wow, it seems like it's pretty exciting. We need this to be a little longer. I'm like, bro, my mind in production is shut down. I have nothing else left for this project. They was like, you need to write it a little longer, make it so we can do a premiere. I'm like, bro, my brain cells are done with this project. So I had to come back weeks later, write the beginning at the end of what we were doing, because I was done. So I had to rewrite it to make it kind of tie in to how they got to the end and what they were arguing. And when I say that day, we were filming, we were there probably at least 10 hours. But I couldn't pay them, and they were more than helpful. And I'm gonna talk about my village another day. But when I say my parents, Aunt Diane and Tasha and Uncle Ed, they came through as far as craft services, food. Man, I had no budget. I would have bought them some more pizza because it was the cheapest thing. They were down there frying fish. They got some pizza. They had some burgers. Uncle Ed put some food on the grill. My mom went and got some sodas and some drinks. Words cannot express.
You getting full, boo?
I am, because talking about that I don't know what the question was, but I'm just grateful that my village foundation is very strong. So going into this next movie, I'm very excited and I'm very confident that I'll be able to get the same support from not just them, but a lot more people.
Yes, because we will have a premiere, I guess, so we'll be able to invite people. So we are excited about that. You got me so I'm oh my God, it's my boo about to cry. I'm about to cry with you. You just right then
Stop that. Put that foot on the brake.
I almost was well, I did. I forgot what my next question was because I had them lined up. But yeah, you messed that up for real. So I asked you what your mission and what your vision was for it. What would you say has been your highest and lowest moment as a producer?
My my highest moment was probably when we did the premiere for A Good Thing. Like, the support was like heavy and strong. People, like, we had
wore t-shirts.
Man, the premiere, like, my family will make you feel like you are on top of the world. No matter how small an accomplishment may seem, they will make sure it is blown out of proportion to make you believe that what you did is so monumental that the world needs to hear about it. When I tell you the red carpet premiere we did, to me it was just like, oh, I'm just doing a little film. Like, nah, they was like, we're going to do a red carpet pictures, and we're going to do food buffet style. We're going to hit the TVs up. We're going to have the sound system going. Like, the t-shirts, man, that was the day. Probably one of my highest days where I said, okay, this is like legit dope. And then that's when Uncle Dexter was like, all right, this is where you get my auntie and all them. They was like, this is where you get your first Oscar for doing this short film. It was just like so elevating because I felt like I'm doing it. And I'm like, that was like when I felt like I was kind of like intermediate, but now I'm just like real confident and I'm a little more knowledgeable about stuff. So I'm like so excited to take on this project because a lot of the times, well, what I will say, getting back on track, my lowest point was probably on that same project when I was mad because I was looking at everybody else short films and everybody else project, and I was so focused on, oh, theirs sounds so much better. All I had was the camera following them around, so the audio wasn't that good. The lighting was kind of just, it was what it was. So I'm so mad that mine isn't looking like quality movie production material like everybody else stuff on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on YouTube. So I'm mad. I'm so busy focusing on that. All the stuff I just named like 2 minutes ago, I wasn't thinking about none of that. All I was thinking was, one day I was editing and I was like, the lighting sucks, the audio sucks. This is mediocre. I don't even want to put it out no more. And it was one day I was still at Georgia Perimeter. My dad was sitting in the kitchen, and when I was at Georgia Perimeter, I used to eat bacon every morning before I went to school. So one day, I came downstairs, warmed up my bacon, and then I was sitting in the kitchen. And my dad was sitting in the kitchen. He asked me, how was the movie going? And I started telling him, I was complaining, like, oh, it doesn't look like I want it to look. It doesn't sound how I want it to look. Oh, it doesn't this, that, and the other. I was just, like, complaining, going on and on. And he was like, why are you so worried about everything else that, everybody else is doing? I'm like, cuz everybody else do it like this. He was like, look, you worried too much about the wrong thing. So what he did was, I had my bacon on like a paper plate. So I saw him, he grabbed a paper plate and he grabbed like a nice dinner plate.
Like a China plate.
A China plate, like a real fancy one. So what he did was, he put one piece of bacon on the China plate, one piece of bacon on the paper plate. Then he put like some spinach around, like decorated the China plate. And he held them both up in front of me. And he was like, what's the difference? I was like, no, he asked me, if I presented these to you, which one would you eat? I was like, that one. He was like, why? I was like, because it's presented better. He was like, exactly. The same exact product, but it's all about presentation. He said you can still take your product, but how you present it, whether it's with confidence or you just don't believe it's good or not. He was like, if you don't believe it's good or you're not happy with the presentation, don't put it out there. But if you take the product and make it and present it the best way that you can, people will they'll see past all the other stuff, but you still need to present it in a way to where you're satisfied with it. That was probably the dopest moment that my dad had with me. Like, that was so eye-opening. He was just, I don't know what he was on. And then he had the nerve to eat my bacon after that, but that's besides the point. But that was eye-opening because I always know my parents have my back and that they're invested in me and all that I do. But it was just good to get somebody's outside opinion from outside of getting out of my own head and hearing what somebody else has to say, because I'm so busy focusing on everything else and complaining that I can't even appreciate the product that I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You feeling good, boo?
I am.
Okay.
I'm in love with you.
All right. Well,
what you mean? All right.
I'm uncomfortable. But anyways, so I'm gonna ask you one last question because I don't know how long we've been going, but the last question that I have for you is, well, first I have a challenge for you, and it's a challenge and a question.
Okay.
So I think that it's important that we have mentors in our life that show us let me say. So recently, me and my sister have been talking about mentors, advocacy, and sponsors. I had to get her on here one time. We'll do a sister podcast or whatever, so she can talk about being a mentor, being an advocate, and being a sponsor. However, I think that, and I really can't go into definition, but she can break it down. But as far as the mentor section of it, I think that we all need someone who looks out for us, shows us the ropes, gives us good advice, guides us. That's just important in every aspect of life, as your personal life, in your career, and it could be the same person, it could be different people. So my question for you is, who would be your mentor for personal life and for media? And then my challenge would be for you to find who you can mentor and or you can sponsor or advocate, because I don't think you fully see the gift God has given you, and He doesn't give you a gift for you to keep it to yourself. He gives you the gift to share it. And so my challenge for you is to just use your gift to share with someone else to help them get further along, because you don't know if the seed that you plant can be the next Tyler Perry. And sometimes God give you a gift to plant for somebody else. Now you might still do what you're supposed to do, but sometimes you point somebody else and it just starts sprouting like a jungle. So that would be my challenge for you. But then let me know, who would you consider your mentor? I think I know, but who would be your mentor for professional and personal life?
Can I have more than one, or I just got to pick one?
Whatever. It's who's been your mentor.
I'll say 3 people.
Okay.
My dad, Mr. Ken, and Uncle David.
You gonna elaborate, or?
I say my dad always has been invested in me as a man and me developing in whatever my dream, both me and my brother, whatever our dreams were. He gave whatever he could to make sure our dreams went forward. So, he gave me my first camera. He gave me my first editing lesson because he was doing weddings. I started in 2005, but he was kind of doing it like a year before. So he gave me my foundation in video productions. Then I went to school for it, and I learned a little bit more. But as far as like how to edit, the basic foundations of editing, I learned from him. Another thing I learned from him, but also that how Mr. Ken helped me with, as far as like the background things of stuff, like how we got all these cables and all these wires running everywhere. Him and Mr. Ken, like they're geniuses as far as like figuring out how to run the cables and the connections. What I will say, I'm not bragging, but I will say I know this about our relationship, both my dad, me, and Mr. Ken. I'm more creative than both of them, but as far as like hooking up stuff and making the project, I guess, come together to where you can do the easy part, where there's just the filming or whatever the case may be. Like, they're way better at that behind the scenes, pulling cables, connections, hooking up TVs, switchers, recorders. Like, they kill me by that. I mean, I can create better and faster, but that doesn't really matter if you don't know the behind the scenes of what it takes to make a project come together. Yeah. So, I'll say Mr. Ken in that way. And also, he helped me out because a lot of the projects I was doing originally, he would always be cool. And I was 2012, 13. We had a relationship because I'm on the media ministry, but he would always be okay and willing to lend me. Excuse me. He'd be okay with me borrowing a camera He loaned me some tapes, DVD recorder, whatever. He would always give me whatever I didn't have, and he had no problem. He wasn't stingy with it. He didn't ask when you're gonna get it back to me. He would always make sure I had more than what I needed. And to this day, he still makes sure
To this day,
he makes sure I have what I need. Uncle David, because the thing about Uncle David, he be in between the cracks. He's not like out there like just all of the time, just like boosting you up. But like the times where he does like pour into you, that lets you know he be in the background watching.
Yeah.
Like you can post 20 videos and you can have 2 views. It's you, he one view and you the other view. But you won't never know it. But when you finally get the chance to hear his opinion about what you're doing, it's like always supportive. And he always is just encouraging, keep going, don't stop. You know, a lot of people can do it, but it's something different about you, and you got a gift and all this kind of. It's always motivating. It's always like a breath of fresh air, because a lot of the videos I was doing, I was like posting them online. And he would talk about them. I was like, you ain't even on social media. How you seeing the videos? But he would still find a way to see the videos, and sometimes he would text me, he would call me, say, I like what you're doing, doctor. Make sure you keep doing it. Don't get distracted. He would always make sure I feel motivated and get that second win to keep moving forward. So I say those 3 people have probably been mentors or the most influential as far as like my professional and personal life.
Okay.
Yeah. You had another part to that question?
No, just you make sure you challenge yourself to find somebody else.
Okay.
It'll come.
Yeah, I don't want to try and force it now. I just don't feel like right. That's another part of why I want Rocky Hills Media to be able to give opportunities to other people. And also, I think I undervalue my gift, because I feel like people would come to me and ask about how to do certain things, and I'm always shocked, like, you came to me, like, why? I don't know nothing, but I don't take advantage of the fact that I know a little something. I don't know it all, but I know enough to get you rolling. And I think I don't appreciate and value that quality about my skills enough, because I guess that's me telling myself not to be cocky. Mm-hmm. But a few people have come to me about doing videos and starting YouTube and blah blah blah. To me, I'm just like, oh no, I'm just doing videos. But to them, it's like I can assume that they're saying you know enough to where you're doing it to the level I want to at least be at. So I guess I just need to appreciate where I am to be able to value where I'm going.
Amen. So to wrap this up, it's not a question, but I'm gonna time you because I know you get a little excited.
Yeah.
But I just want you to leave a message to your future self, so that if you ever need encouragement, what would you say to yourself to kind of keep you going?
How much time I got?
2 minutes. Because if you discouraged, you just need a little quick pick me up.
I got you, bro. Let's do it.
Okay, go.
Bale, bro. Listen to me when I tell you, you are doing just fine. You are on the right track, bro. But the problem has been you have gotten distracted worrying about everybody else and what they're doing in their race. You've been running your race, but then some kind of way you started looking at everybody else's lane. So then you got tripped up worrying about the wrong stuff, bro. You need to get focused back on your lane and make sure you focus on what's ahead of you in your lane. You can't be worried about the next person in the left or in your right lane because they doing their thing. It's okay. And if they pass you, it's okay. That's not your race. Just like Christianity, you got to run your race. They can't run it with you. You got to do your own thing. You're going to have your own ideas. They're going to have their own ideas. You're going to make your own videos. They're going to make their own videos. But what you got to understand is you got to be your natural God-gifted self. Every time you get an idea, you just got to embrace it and thank God for it, because God gave it to you for a reason. The next person can't do what T-Bale can do. They can do what they can do, but only you can do what T-Bale can do. You got this great woman beside you. She is the wind beneath your wings. Every time you get discouraged, she has picked you up, but you got to stay focused. Every time you get distracted, always remember, if this is your passion, you need to act like it.
Good boo. A minute and 24 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was a word for someone else. You just take T-Bale out and put your name in it.
Amen.
Gotta learn to stay in our lane. Don't look to the right, don't look till they start veering.
Cause you start, and then matter of fact, you looking to left and the right, you start slowing down.
Yeah.
And while they focus, you looking, you
They done went past.
Right, you trip yourself up, bro. Stay focused. Stay in your lane.
Until next time, this is Joy Bell.
And this has been your man, T. Bale.
And we'll see you for the next episode.